Hey, team. Welcome to our team call tonight. I'm Nikki Westerfield, Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm really excited. Tonight we have Megan Laughman on here with us. She's a Silver Ambassador, headed for gold. And I've just been really inspired by Megan lately, and I just had to get her on a team call so she could share some stuff that she's been doing. She has been known to have over $2,000 in PV. She's constantly signing ambassadors and getting new customers. So she's clearly doing something right, even as a silver ambassador. So take notes and hope you guys find value out of this. Hi, Megan. Okay, so if you don't mind, Megan, would you share with us your story, what Plexus has done for you, health-wise, wealth-wise, anything you want to shoot at us?
Absolutely. When I was pregnant with, we were determined high risk. I had a blood clot in between, or blood spot in between my placenta and the sac. So I was no longer allowed my 1 cup of coffee a day. And then we also had Hadley at the time, who was about 15 months old. My energy. And previous to actually this story, I had actually talked to my mom into Plexus before I even jumped on board.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Taking the process to my mom into trying it first. So I went ahead and started with the Slim while I was pregnant, just for more effect of the energy and to see what it did. And then after we had Easton, I continued on the Slim. And then I talked to you a bunch, trying to decide, what I wanted to do and where to go. I had only ordered, I think I just had ordered the Slim at the time, and you said, well, why don't you try the triplex? I was like, well, I have these probiotics, and, they're really good, and they're in the refrigerator, and, I did all my research, and so needless to say, you changed that. So I went to the triplex to start. I joined then in November of 16, and then I switched my prenatals from taking 2 of the Walmart store-bought or their brand a day to the Mega X and the X Factor Plus. And I've noticed a huge difference taking those than taking the 2 prenatals from Walmart. It's been amazing, just the difference in quality and how much better I feel and how much healthier I am in my hair. And now being pregnant with our third, we've just continued on with the triplex and the X Factor Plus and the Mega X, and things are still going great. I would never trade any of that for the world. So health-wise, it's made me a healthier person. I have much more energy. For a while, I was needing a nap just about every day, or especially on the weekends. I would nap when the kids napped. Now it's hard for me to sit still most of the time, which is wonderful. My husband had a bunch of stomach issues growing up and in his adult life. He had to watch what he ate, watch how much he ate. If he did, he was, getting sick. So I put him on triplex. I also put him on the X Factor Plus and the Vital Biome. And he pretty much can eat whatever he wants, however much he wants, and doesn't have any of those stomach issues so much anymore, which has been amazing. And then Hadley, our daughter, she'll be 3 on Monday, and Easton actually are on the children's X Factor chewables. When we switched Hadley from breast milk to regular milk, she got real constipated, so we needed her. We wanted to put her on a probiotic. So actually, we just started with a portion of the ProBio 5 mixed with applesauce or yogurt, and we still did the chewables, of course. But now that they're all combined, it's even better. So they are both on that, and we don't have any constipation issues. They both, are doing great. They've both been super healthy. We haven't, knocked on wood, we got lucky with no flu. We did have a couple snotty noses, but that was about as far as it went. So, needless to say, Plexus has done our family wonders. On the wealth side of it, it's definitely given me some extra money in my pocket. It's helping me pay a couple bills. It helped with Christmas. With having a third one on the way, we have to upgrade vehicles because 3 car seats will not fit in the back seat of mine. It will help with that as well. So I'm super excited about that. When I got my tax information from Plexus, I told Tyler, I said, "Would you ever believe I made this much money with Plexus just doing time?" And he was shocked. So it's been fun. It's been a learning experience, but it's been well worth both sides of it.
That's so awesome. Some of the stuff I didn't know. So like, gosh, I'm like learning your story too. Wow. Wow, that's so awesome. I love it. Um, okay, so I was gonna ask you what, moving on like towards the business side, what, because you're doing so much so well, what do you feel like your biggest business tip would be?
Probably consistency. It's easy to give up. It's easy to get behind. Um, it's easy to get busy and kind of forget the business side of things. So staying consistent. I try to post usually 2 to 3 times a day. A Plexus post in my personal page and on my group page. Um, it definitely can be hard at times, but consistency is the key. If somebody knows that you're supporting the product and you know getting that word out there of what it does, somebody's always watching. You don't know that they are, and though they can come out of the woodwork. I had a lady just last week, actually. I'm not even sure how she found me. I'm guessing it had to have been through one of my buy sell trade sites, because we're only in one mutual group together, and she asked to join my Plexus group, and then she messaged me and ordered. So it was really random, but you never know when stuff like that can happen. So staying consistent is definitely probably my number one business tip.
I feel like too, I completely agree with that. I feel like when you are being consistent, like there's so many people that start things and then they quit them or they, sometimes post about it, or go a while without posting about it. I think that like you almost like create value for yourself when you are consistent with posting because people know you haven't given up yet. It's not something that you just like started and then you quit already. And I know a lot of the times this happens a lot with like people on the team where like there might be a lot of Plexus ambassadors and there's one customer and that one customer goes to the person who's consistent. Whereas one person might not be posting all the time. And, when you're not posting all the time and you're not in people's face all the time, they sometimes think you're not even selling it anymore. Or maybe they think that, this other person that's posting a lot more obviously is more passionate about it. They must know more about it. And people are going to order from you, the person that's posting all the time, the person that's consistent, the person that is all in, because that's what people want. People kind of, gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? People just see value in that, I think.
Completely. And just to key on that point a little bit, I had a friend of mine text me the other day and she was asking me about the probiotic. And there's so many other of our friends that sell Plexus or that take it. And because I think I do post all the time and, she sees the information like probiotic and stuff, she texts us, find out, say, hey, okay, well, how much is it? And, what is it about? And so, which I absolutely agree that the more you post, the more they are going to reach out to you because you have more of that knowledge about the products.
Right. And I have people do it to me all the time where it'll be like, I know that they're friends with somebody else and they'll come to me and ask me for Plexus. And I think to myself, well, I don't think that maybe they're not selling Plexus anymore, or maybe they think that they're not selling Plexus anymore. And that's a good way to lose customers too when you're not consistent, because they're going to go to the people that are consistent and are posting and are constantly sharing. Good stuff. I think consistency, being with Plexus as long as I've been with Plexus, I think that the hardest thing is consistency. And I think that that's what a lot of the successful Jules and the people that are making six figures with Plexus, like, they preach that to you. And that's why we also have, I was going to share this and I totally forgot. That's why we have, I'll try to pull it up in the next question, but we have an IPA sheet that you can actually get from our Plexus websites. And Plexus created that sheet because consistency really is key. And it's a daily sheet that you want to make sure you're doing all these things daily. And the Jules say that if you do these things daily, that you are going to get to the top, because it's the small things that we do every single day, consistent, that really add up to the big things, where we might not understand that when we're doing them because we won't see like results right away sometimes, but just those little things really, really, really can add up if you're being consistent, and it really pays off in the end. Sorry, I'm rambling. Okay, so what do you do that you know works for you personally?
So my main thing is like I said, I post 2 to 3 times a day, mainly on Facebook. I've been really trying very hard to get on the Instagram side of things, but it's really difficult. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. So it's hard, but I have been getting better about getting posts to Instagram. But that's my number one thing, is just making sure I get my posts out there on Facebook, on my personal page and in my group page. And then when I can remember the Instagram thing.
Yeah.
When we did the Hawaii Hustlers group, one of the posts on there, she talked about an Excel spreadsheet, and I work in accounting, so I have everything. Um, so I love my Excel. So it was like perfect, because I was able to set up my potentials, people who I was talking to. I was able to do like my current ambassadors, my current customers. I also had a tab on there for like if we had a 7-day trial going on. And it was perfect, because when I would post to the buy sell trade sites and I would get the responses, I would automatically add those people to my spreadsheet, and it would have detailed information about, you know, what their problem is, are they interested in ordering, and a follow-up date. So that was key for me.
Hey, Megan, I actually just found your spreadsheet. Sorry. Give me 1 second. If you don't care, I can like share screen and you can like look at it while you're talking. Will that help you?
Anybody wants it, let me know and I'll feel free. I'll definitely share it as well. This one is outdated because my old one, I switched jobs. So my old one got lost on my old computer. So I do have to update it. But it does definitely will give an idea of kind of what I did and how I did. But tons, just stay organized so my messages didn't get lost in Facebook Messenger, because that's so easy to do. And especially if they didn't join your groups, you know, they weren't seeing your posts, they weren't seeing what we're about with. So you really need something to help you stay organized, to help you know who your goals are. And
Yeah.
really, really helped me tons.
Yes. Absolutely. We can screenshot like an example and put it like in the comments too.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, so that was a big key thing for me. I I haven't had it updated in a while. I need to get back to getting that back where I was, because that did tremendous things for me. The other thing that I was doing more on a consistent basis than now is posting to the buy sell trade site. Um, and it all just depends on how much and when, as to what kind of feedback you got. There were months when I would post, you know, 15 to 20 times a day for 4 weeks out of the month, and maybe get 10 emails, if that. And then there were other times where, I would post 5 in a week, and that would be all I could keep up with for the month. I mean, so it varies. But the buy sell trade sites, I think probably 80% of my ambassadors and my customers were from or are from the buy sell trade sites.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the buy sell trade sites. I feel like buy sell trade sites are great, and there is like when you do get like a ton of comments and a ton of people like wanting information, um, literally you could talk to 20 people and only one person would be like a potential. But seriously, like if that's all it takes is for you to spend like 10 minutes and you get a customer out of it, like it makes it so much worth it. And those are always people that you can follow up with like later, and you never know. So, okay. So the next question I have for you is, what is something that you fail out but you learn from?
So since my PV in November, Christmas came around and things kind of went the other direction. And because I had, and I wrote it down, and
I think there's a lot of us guilty of that.
I had like I think 6 prefers, 2 retail customers that month. And I think in December, I think I lost 4 of my preferreds, and maybe 1 of my retails. And so since with Christmas, and then, vacation and family time, and then in January, I am definitely guilty. That's been my rut I've been in. I hit that high PV, and life happened, and life got over me, and I got in a rut, and so my PV has dropped. Where and then I got a new job, so it's like, I was trying to get stuff finished up for my old job, and now I'm at my new job, and I don't have as much time during the day. Because before, my old job was absolutely wonderful, because not only did I work my job, but I also worked Plexus at my job. So I had time, to do everything that I needed to do and get through the things I got through, where now I'm having to balance that out a little bit more. And that's been the hardest thing. So letting things kind of fall in between, my highest month ever to, December, January, February, has been rough, and probably my biggest failure since joining Plexus. But I'm figuring out that balance and getting back into my groove of where I was. So hopefully I will have that PV right back where it should be.
I love that, like, so for those of you that don't know Megan, I feel like I love that you don't let like things like that get you down. I feel like that happens to the best of us, where like our PV goes up and down, or we lose customers. And like, if you're working this business, you're going to lose customers. It's just how it is. People give up easily, and it's just the way people are, a lot of people. And so you always have to be constantly getting new customers. But one thing I can say is the people that fall off always come back. Most of the time they realize that they weren't consistent and they didn't give it a real try, or, something was going on in their life where they weren't consistent or whatever, and they come back. But one of the things that I feel like happens to the best of us, and I know there's so many people on our team that have like been in a funk, and then, and it really, really like hurts your business, and like you learn from it. Like I'm literally like talking to myself here, really. But we're really busy. We're really, really busy around the holidays too. And then, it's just stuff gets in the way. But like, I know Megan is so busy. Like she's got little ones, and don't you live on a farm? Like you guys farm and you like garden and you're canning things, and like you're doing all this stuff and you work a full-time job, like, and you're fitting Plexus in. So like, and you still managed by doing all that, even backing down, you're still number one on the PV chart. So like it's crazy, like when we all say like we're busy and we're this and we're that, and like we have to remember like we're busy, but we can fit Plexus in if it's a priority to us. We can figure it out. And I think like I'm learning that, and I think a lot of us on the team are learning that. And what's great is I think that we can work together and figure it out together, because like we're all human here, and I think we all could use as many tips as we can, me included. But I learned so much from this girl, so I had to bring her on a call tonight. So thank you so much, Megan, for coming on. I learned from you already, so I know everybody else is. So thank you. Do you have anything else that you want to share before we hop off?
Helped me the last week shared with me is if you do not have the Buffer app, I highly suggest it.
Yes.
Even the free one, you get like 10 posts, and it has saved so much time being able to upload my posts to my Facebook, my personal page, and my group page. And then I've set reminders to remind me to do better on Instagram. But it does automatically for you. So like during when I'm at work and I'm busy, I don't have time, to jump on Facebook and make a post. It'll automatically do it. So once or twice a week, I'll go through, set everything up, and ta-da, it's there. So that
Yes.
has helped me make things a lot easier.
I love the Buffer app. And if you guys don't have it, it's Buffer. It's an automatic poster, and I absolutely love it. I love it. Love it, love it. And as far as Instagram, I'm working on my Instagram too, so maybe we can work on that together. And I know Bridget Ryan is a Diamond Ambassador, and she like literally built her business on Instagram. So I'm pretty sure I feel like I've seen a training, like an Instagram training. So we need to find that and we'll share it. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and taking time out of your evening to hop on and share your tips with us. I appreciate you very much, and I'm sure everybody else will too.
Thank
Good
you.
night.